Greetings everyone from Altamonte Springs, Florida. We're in the parking lot of adjectives, but we're not here for adjectives. We may use some adjectives, but we're here to take the Terra Trolley over to a Petrified Forest, which is opening up this weekend. Opening night last night, tonight's second night. We're gonna go see our spooky friends over here. Here it comes, super spooky. Doors are just about to open, and the line is long. The time is now, the gates are open, the actors are terrorizing people here.
Here he comes again. Watch out for that.
Monsters are out here directing traffic.
We got stuck in traffic 2 times before we were talking.
Yeah, when there was a problem.
There you go. Come on, guys.
So we are back at Petrified Forest again, 2019. We've been coming here every year for many years. This year, instead of 2 haunted trails, they have 3 haunted trails. It's incredible. And they had, the trail themes are not just. That would be really scary though. We have Island of the Dolls, the Slaughterhouse, and the Human Experiment. It just makes fun of my announcing voice.
What is she doing?
But it's gonna be scary. That type of scary. 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 So quick thing before we go inside. There's no filming in the houses or in the trails. And that's just it. You can thumbs down this right away, but the bottom line is there's no filming. But the reality is it is pitch black in those trails. You cannot see anything. So this is basically, you're now in the trail. You're literally in the trail right now with me. Do you hear all those creepy things in the background? That's it. We have made our way in. Little Ghostbusters happening. Do you have some adventures for us tonight?
Oh yes, I've got some deadly destinations for you tonight.
Our color is up on the wheel, so we're gonna get in the house. So everybody's queued up on the other end, but we're going in Island of the Dolls first. Remember, this is what it looks like inside, so we'll tell you when we get out what it was all about. All right, so we did the dolls. Super creepy. Not as creepy as this guy.
Chainsaw time.
The doctor is walking past us to go into this house where we're going next. The Human Experiment. The experimentation house was a lot of fun. Much more creepy scares than jump scares, but really unnerving. We're going in. We are next. We came to the Haunted Wobble. The slaughterhouse was legit. I think that was the best house here. If you work up a hunger while you're here, they do have a food truck. So you get some pulled pork, hamburgers, quesadillas, hot dogs, all the good stuff. And they do have soft drinks as well. All right, Petrified Forest, we're getting out of here. I'm back home. I'm gonna talk about a Petrified Forest with my friend here.
Can we talk with my friend too? I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
So we didn't get to film a ton, I think. I didn't look at the footage of what we shot, but there's a lot of...
Sorry.
My friend is very talkative. There was a lot of copyright music in the background at the event, and great for Petrified Forest. It was packed out there too, so it was difficult to film people or talk to people. So 3 trails this year. We've got, again, Island of the Dolls, the Slaughterhouse, and the Human Experiment. And we had a great time.
Yes, we did.
I'm the only friend you will ever need.
The cat just sneezed.
I love when he goes like, So, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about that.
What did you guys like?
Mom, go first.
My favorite was Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse out of the 3?
Slaughterhouse.
I think Slaughterhouse was my favorite also. And not to say that any of them were bad.
No.
And also, one thing to note is that when we went through tonight, this is opening weekend, there are still some elements that they're implementing. And they'll be in place, I believe, for next week and beyond. But they weren't in place when we went through, which is not to say they were in any shape or form bad.
No?
No, they were great.
But it's only going to get better. And again, we didn't film in the houses because this is the house. It's pretty much just pitch black.
Plus, it's not allowed anyway.
Yeah, no filming in there. They're very explicit about telling you no cameras or phones and stuff. But let's talk about the Island of the Dolls. Each of the 3 haunts this year are based on real places, real locations,
Yep. Real
and
things that happen.
And the Island of the Dolls is an actual place that was in Mexico.
Yep.
It's a true story. True story.
So a girl drowned.
About a girl that drowned.
And then there was this guy that became the keeper.
Oh, I never fast forwarding those. She drowned.
Yeah, and this guy would bring...
And somebody saw her drowned.
Yeah, the guy saw her drown.
So, and
he would bring dolls.
Well, he brought the dolls.
As, like, to keep her spirit
because a doll
happy.
came up out of the water first, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he saw a doll come out of the water. This is something, or a place that has been featured on Ghost Adventures and BuzzFeed and stuff. So the dolls, or a doll, came up when she died.
So the guy would bring dolls.
To appease her, to make sure her spirit was, like, satisfied with
And then
that.
he ended up drowning in the same spot that she drowned.
Same spot. Where she may potentially have drowned him, or the spirit, the spirit that made her drown.
And it was witnessed by his nephew, and now his nephew is the keeper.
Correct. Don Julian is who saw her drown. So that is a true story. You guys can.
And now they don't bring dolls; they bring coins, because they think that the dolls were enough, and she didn't want them anymore.
So the set for this, and this is on one of the trails, it actually contains a lot of the same dolls that are in the actual place in Mexico that you can go to.
So like the masks and everything were what you see there.
Yeah.
And I think there was an altar there that was like a copy of it.
Yeah. It was very, very creepy, that whole thing, because it's basically the actors in kind of like doll costumes, or people praying and everything.
Praying in Spanish and everything. I mean, they were really, really in complete mode of this whole entire house. It was great.
Yeah, there's dolls just strewn about as well, and the Mexican flags, I don't know what they're called, so I apologize, but kind of like what you see in the city in San Antonio when they do their Riverwalk festival,
like
and
hanging up.
Too,
yeah, like the lines of all the little flags hanging from.
Yeah. So that house I thought was fantastic. That would have been my favorite house if it wasn't for the slaughterhouse.
I know.
And then you have the Human Experiment is based off of a story out of Switzerland that is legit as well.
Yeah.
That was also more of a creepy house than a
scary one.
Scary house. Like it wasn't a lot of jump scares, but more
creepy.
A little gore and some really fun spots in there as well.
People in cages ready to get work done by the doctor.
Yeah. And what's great is that they have their, Petrified Forest always has their icons out and about, kind of meandering through the crowd and everything, through the lines and everything, but they also go in the houses. So when we went through the experiment house, the
one doctor was in there. Yeah, I saw him.
Really cool. I enjoyed that house a lot.
It was a good house.
And the last house was the slaughterhouse, which is based off of a slaughterhouse in Nebraska.
Yep.
And really
Spooky.
spooky,
Scary.
gory, jump scary.
Yep.
We were
All of it.
the Petrified Forest also pulses you in.
Yes.
So you're in smaller groups, and a couple of them we went in with just like 4, and we went in with
Yeah,
6,
4
and
and
the
6.
last one that we went in was like 8 people with the slaughterhouse, and 2 people pulling up the rear behind me. This woman was just like out of her mind,
Screaming.
petrified.
I got scared.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. There was an awesome scare with Jess. She screamed. I laughed.
There are elements at Petrified Forest every year that are recurring, and if you're a fan of Petrified Forest long term, you find them every year. And they brought the school bus out for the slaughterhouse, and the cornfield is in there as well. So, and the fog, kind of like the
Laser,
swamp fog
Yeah.
laser, was in the dollhouse, I believe, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but it's
they
not
just didn't
fully
have-
immersive.
yeah.
It's not as immersive as it was in
It's
years
a short
past.
run.
Yeah. But the slaughterhouse, a lot of scary characters in there.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of bigger people and stuff like
Yeah.
that too. So
Yeah. There was one jump scare that scared the crap out of me when we were walking, and then we turned. I moved the tree out of the way, and the guy jumped in front of me, and I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't even see him.
a lot of times in haunts, there's always stuff in your face, and that kind of is the distractor to getting scared and everything. And sometimes, some of the haunts may be story driven, etc. This is in the natural wooded area in Altamonte Springs, so it's always difficult to navigate because you have roots of trees
Yeah, I
that you've
tripped a
got to
lot.
worry about. And you're worried about like your footing
footing.
and your path, and in the meantime, then you have people jumping.
But it definitely makes it
stuff
more
like that.
scary.
Oh,
You're more
yeah.
immersed into
More
everything.
creepy.
Yeah,
Because you're like, it's not just like looking around. It's like
yeah.
your
You're not
senses
going-
are all over the place.
Yeah, you're not going through houses.
Yeah.
You're actually going through the woods, and that is like scary.
Yeah. So I would say, there's always this discussion recently about, at least at Horror Nights, about bringing kids into Horror Nights as an event. Petrified Forest we've been going to for many years. We've brought Jess when she was little through
For what?
there as well, Petrified Forest.
Oh, yeah.
And I would say it's family friendly.
It is. There's a lot of younger children that go.
Yeah. And it's local haunt. Again, we always say, especially in the Four Hauntsmen, that haunt local, support your local people, and you don't always have to just go to like a Halloween Horror Nights type
polished
of thing
ones.
and stuff like that.
Local ones are awesome.
And, just as a reminder, these guys started in kind of like their backyard, and then it just got bigger when they went to the wooded area. They had I believe 1 trail, then they went to 2 trails,
and now
now
they're
they're
up to
to
3.
3. And having 3 instead of 2 didn't take away from the fact that it didn't make anything any smaller or things like
Well,
that. too. The
they
trails
they
are,
had to cut one of the trails a little bit smaller to add to for the
they
third
still
one.
have however many
But-
set pieces, 20 plus sets per.
Yeah, but
Per
then
house.
they moved over into another area of the wooded area. So
Yeah. So it was great. We did the Backstage Tour also. If you do the VIP ticket, that includes the 3 haunts, and it also includes being able to go backstage to give you an opportunity to do some scaring. We didn't do the scaring. People in our
No.
group did the
Yep.
scaring now. And I believe that ticket is called the VIP ticket is $10 more than
it's $10 more than the 3 house ticket.
Yeah. So you could either buy 1 trail, 2 trail, or 3 trail
No.
tickets.
2 trail, 3 trail, or VIP.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, check the website for ticketing information for sure. Because one question we always get on all of our videos are, how much do things cost and what's the best night to go and everything. And check the website. It was very crowded tonight, which was really cool to see.
Very crowded.
So very cool to see everybody turning out for the event. And like I said, there's food, there's drinks, there's DJ.
It opened at 7:30. We got there at 7:25. And there was a line of 150 people there. Right?
Yeah.
We were like, what?
So
It was good. It was great.
It was good.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love the Petrified Forest people. Going there to me, more so than any other place, it feels like home.
Yeah.
It
You know,
does.
the
I
people
said it
there.
feels cozy to me. You know,
Yeah.
it's just, you know.
You
people
feel
there.
welcomed.
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel like you're gonna be like,
Last year, their characters that they did, they call themselves the family, kind of like the icons. And it is kind of like family. It's a much smaller thing. It's community based, and
people put a lot of effort into what they're doing because it's not like on a
Bigger
time
scale.
thing. It's like individualized. They'll follow you. Like
They'll interact with you.
they interact a lot.
Yeah, they do.
so I did get scared also. That's one more thing that we always get asked in videos, like, don't you guys ever get scared?
Yeah.
And I had at least 3 good scares. Actually, I would say 4 good scares, because one of them was with our friend there that was in the video over and over again. But
Yeah.
he got me while I was on my way to relieve myself. So I almost did it early on the way to...
We almost had an accident.
Yeah, so... almost a code yellow. So, anyhow, that's going to do it for us for tonight. Thank you very much for coming along. Thank you very much for all of your likes, comments, and subscriptions.
Treat others the way you want to be treated.
Have a great night.
Good night.
Bye.